Hello and welcome to this week's episode of X-Crawl Infinite, a game that is played every single week and doesn't go on 2-month breaks for no reason. How's everyone doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the mood.
Just
Okay.
adjusting the fame of your team really quickly because I
I've
forgot to do it before.
switched characters. I've been playing a barbarian who just yells, yeah.
There you go.
Ron and Teddy have switched.
Yep.
But no, we have been on a bit of a break and we're going to wrap up this season of X-Crawl and move on to something new soon. But last we left off, you were successful in coming second in the Panic in the Park, if I remember correctly. No, the one after that.
No. Oh, we beefed Panic at the Park.
No,
Yeah, you
that's not
beat-
that
yeah.
one.
You beat Panic at the Park. Anyway,
This
your
is,
most recent crawl, you came second, which meant that you didn't need like an enormous amount of points to qualify for the Seattle Pin Drop tournament, which is the like mid-season highlight of Division D of X-Crawl. We saw Ron do a training arc kind of thing. We saw some of you do some other stuff. Duck got drunk and hit a bunch of balls into a lake, just challenging nearby people to pitch balls to him. But most importantly, Zephyr discovered that her sorcery was not storm-based from Poseidon or Zeus, but instead lunar-based from Artemis, the goddess of the hunt. What we're going to do is kind of do a little bit of a montage of some stuff going through to the week leading up to the pin drop. You're definitely going to get enough points to make it since you came high enough in that previous tournament. So I want everybody to roll me a d20. I was a 20 for so long.
Working on it. Tab switching is proving to be going from Discord to this being a little slow.
I believe in you, Charlie.
Taking its time, but it's almost.
All right. Maddie, I have I'm going to ask everyone a few questions about what happens, and then we're going to weave this into the montage as we go forward. But I want you to tell me something that it is important to Zephyr to do in the like 5-ish weeks leading up to here. You're still competing in crawls, but in your personal life, what is it important for Zephyr to do in these 5 weeks?
I
Also,
think
don't forget you live with Duck now.
yes.
He was a good roommate, but a teenager.
Mm-hmm. But I'm only a recent college grad, so it's fine. So I think main thing for Zephyr in her personal life outside of crawls for the next 5 weeks is make sure Duck gets settled and feels like an equal roommate in this apartment. And then probably going not maybe once a week to Artemis's temple in Kiradale to learn more about her and ways that she can not emulate
Embody.
thank you, her tenets and all of that in her when she's in a crawl and things like that. So thinking about how to practice doing some of her spells and things with more of a lunar tint instead of a lightning tint, things like that. She's also going to get back into doing some creative hobbies that she kind of picked up a little bit here and there in college, but didn't really ever settle on anything, and kind of start getting some supplies to do some painting.
Okay, can you roll me a religion check?
Sure can.
Great. All right. Also, in line with the creative stuff, sort of, all of you get offered to do some community outreach stuff where you go to like the less fortunate kids in Kiradale, the people that live in like lower socioeconomic areas, and do like arts and crafts and stuff with them after school to kind of increase your profile amongst your hometown. Would Zeph be interested in doing that?
100%. She'd probably bring it to everyone and be like, hey, you should do stuff like this.
Sure. I mean, they reach out to you because you don't have a manager, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you roll me a persuasion check? Okay.
For me.
You have taken over Kristen's terrible luck. The rolls are bad for you now. Teddy, same question. What do you want to do in like the 5 weeks in your personal life that as you lead up to this?
Marking out specific time to like actually spend with Frank because the last couple of weeks were difficult. Getting not necessarily participating so much in the X Brawl, but going and helping out, right? Doing things where, you know, sometimes they don't have enough people to do, setting up stage stuff, you know, occasionally spotting in as somebody to basically be like a dummy to model, you know, how effective somebody else is, that kind of thing. Like the fall guy in wrestling, that kind of deal. Will agree to the working with the kids bit, but tries to schedule it to like go with Duck or somebody who is going to be like more natively
It's like
skilled at it.
everyone that goes is going at the same time. It's like you sign up
Okay,
for a
yeah.
week.
If it's a team thing, then yeah, zero hesitation on that.
All right. Can you roll me a persuasion check?
Yep.
And an X-Crawl lore check. We're just going to roll a d20 for reasons. Okay. Run. You come back from your training regime, having sparred with your grandmother. What do you have going on in your personal life in between the crawls and stuff that you want to make sure gets done in this 5-week period?
I think Ron doesn't have a lot going on at the moment. Like very focused on X-Crawl things. But if
can you roll me a D100? I forgot something.
66.
Okay.
Sorry, 69.
All right. So not a lot going on outside the X-Crawl stuff. Do you do the community outreach?
Yes. I think he would probably. Are we? The big thing open. Are we earning more money from these random little crawls?
Yes, you're earning enough money that it pays for the money that you have won thus far. Is like money above rent and stuff.
Right.
The small crawls will pay for rent and food and things.
I think he would. I can find this stupid sheet. No, it's in links because I was smart and I put it in links. I think he would be starting to look for a new apartment or just a bigger apartment. He's spending money. That's if he isn't doing crawls,
Sure.
Ron is spending money because he has like more cash on hand than probably any other point in his life.
Okay, so what kind of step up in apartment are you looking at? Like, how much more a week are you spending?
I'm gonna say like double. So if it was, I think we had said 1,000 a month. He's going up to 2,000, which in this context is probably like 3 times as much space.
Yeah,
or more.
Okay. I don't remember how much we said it was. 1,000 feels low to me, but it's fine. You can afford double, and we'll get to that.
Yeah.
You're doing the outreach stuff as well.
I think we had been using we had been kind of under a framework that this was a cheap area.
Yes, it is
this
very
also
cheap.
Is it 1-to-1 with maybe current day prices?
Yeah. It's more I always use, like with everything, I use Australian prices, so it feels alien to you guys, but for me it's convenient. Yeah, so maybe it was like 1,200 before and you're looking at 2,500, which is
that's fine.
A big step up. Okay, doing outreach. Anything else that you would like to go over? Oh, actually, I have
Just
an idea.
normal training, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Milo, is there anything that you want to make sure you do over the course of this 5-week period?
I think when Milo started doing X-Crawl, he had some like roguish skills, and then later in he began to develop better combat abilities with using the pistols. I think to kind of round out the more showman aspects, he probably began to practice more acrobatic maneuvers, better ways to like draw in a crowd or reaction with his like grandstanding stuff, whether it's like watching crawls or just kind of practicing with whoever was available, like just like little things to get attention. But as far as personal life specifically, I think he kind of came to the conclusion during this that he's had for a bit off and on that he's committed harder to this than he probably has to anything in his life, and actually has money now that he doesn't really know what to spend on. So she doesn't have to accept it, but he would give Gemma enough money to comfortably leave the shop, at least for like maybe a week, and actually take a break and like a vacation if she wanted.
Sure.
Because he also never said thank you for her kind of like forcing him into this.
Can you make me a persuasion check? And also, Ron, I forgot to ask, I need an investigation check.
Rolled right over that 20.
It's fine. Just means it takes you longer to find the apartment than you had hoped. Milo, you do hear about the outreach program along with everybody else, but you are invited to go up to Chicago and do like a celebrity kind of game panel show, like Celebrity Squares, that kind of thing. Would you do the outreach, or would you do the game show celebrity thing?
Probably the game show celebrity thing.
Okay, we'll do that. And finally, Kristen, you rolled the highest, so you go last. Duck, what are you focused on in this 5-week bracket in your personal life? Not training, not how you're improving at X-Crawl. Like outside of that stuff.
Yeah, so one of the things that I remember from last session is that Duck is part of the sort of the offering that he made at one of the temples was to go do some community service work, and that specific thing that he got matched with was coaching a youth baseball
Yes,
team.
that's true.
So he is, when he is not training, when he is not specifically working with our coach, he is spending time with those kids, coaching them, always staying connected with his family as well. He goes back and visits, and I think during at least one visit, he also goes to talk with his own former baseball coach. Because I think Duck is starting to get a glimmer of the I wonder what post X crawl careers might be available for me.
Duck, 4 months into
Harvest
X
career.
Crawl is like, what's the next career step?
That's a 19-year-old. That's a 19-year-old.
That's was not my experience of being
You gotta
19.
gotta keep
Kristen,
hustling.
That's
That does sound
that's
like Duck
you,
thing to
Duck-
do, though.
19-year-old.
Duck on that grind set. All right, and do you do the outreach thing?
Yes, of course.
Do you do the outreach thing if the only time your baseball coach from home is available is at the same time?
Probably.
Okay, that's fine. He's available at a different time too. But for a moment, you have a worry that you have to pick between the two, and you pick the outreach, which means I need you to roll me a persuasion check. Don't worry, you guys are doing real good at this so far. Oh, Ron, you can roll me a persuasion check for the outreach stuff.
Hey.
That's insane. That's a man that doesn't like children, I'd assume.
Ron's the only one that talks to them like adults.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Okay.
It's too close in age.
Yeah, Duck is Duck's like the teacher that comes in that's like just doing work placement, and the kids are just like, we hate you. And also they're just constantly like saying 6-7 at you, and you try and be part of it, where Ron is just like hitting kids. And they love it. Because that's what the Zoomers are that's what Gen Alpha likes now. No. Alright. So we kind of open on a morning in Kiradale. It's this is all going to be quite loose, timey-wimey stuff, and feel free to jump in if you want something to happen for your characters and stuff. But we start in the morning, and we see that same field where Ron, forever ago, you were somebody thought your name was Aaron while you were doing your tryout. And in that field, we see a bunch of like 12, 13-year-olds in mismatched uniform lining up at like a dugout. And one at a time, they will like walk out for Duck, you to throw them pitches, and each one of them, like, there's varying level of skill. Some of them are not like better, some of them are better. But none of them are out in the outfield because Milo is out in the outfield just doing flips and throwing up mage hands to catch the balls, to attempt to like learn to like show off in the best possible way. And the kids are enjoying it because also they all hate fielding practice, because of course they do. Duck, which of the kids in your little community service team have you like got the most fondness for? That not most fondness for, because you wouldn't have favorites presumably, but like pick one of the kids and tell me about that kid.
It's a I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna. There's this he's slightly younger than the rest. He has you know, like he's if all the kids on the team are like, you know, 10, he's got a 10-year-old brother, but he's like 9, so his parents were able to like get him on there to keep those two together. So he's like a bit smaller. Um, Maybe not as like strong, not as fast, but he's like scrappier. He's a little trixier, and he's like always volunteering to do things first. And he's just so happy to be there that frequently that does make up for maybe a lack of like physical development when compared to the older kids.
Okay. What's his name?
Louis.
We now find out that X-Crawl has reached the serious part of the season, and this is the kid that we're at the graveyard for.
Just wait till he starts coughing.
Louis,
Hold on. This is a
Louis-
dodgeball. This is a dodgeball allegory. This is not Remember the Titans. Yeah, so Louis like steps up to the plate, and like the bat is, for everybody else, they're like 12 and he's like 9. So like but he's like almost serving as the team mascot, because you have done a very good job of like incorporating him and things like that. And he steps up to the plate and he's like, he's never hit it. He's just never hit it. Certainly he does when other kids are doing it, but in this practice where like this is like the wind down thing where they all get to have the coach pitch to them and stuff, and like it's a thing where they all really enjoy it. What type of pitch do you throw this kid?
The same pitch that he's throwing to all of the other kids, but he does make sure that like he's aiming in the correct box, because all of these kids are different height, but he's not gonna softball somebody.
All right.
He's not throwing it like he would like his high school or like an X-Crawl pitch. He's throwing it safely for kids.
Did that roll onto 18 twice for anybody else and just like go no at the end? The first pitch you throw, he like goes to swing at it, and he does connect with it, but he connects with it in a way that it just beans him directly in the helmet, and he like falls over backwards. And all of the kids, like, there's an audible like ooh from the dugout. But he, resilient as he is, he gets up and he'll try again off the second pitch. I'm going to assume you're not going to soften any of the pitches. Not that they're a hard pitch, but like he's terrible.
No.
But the second one, it's like you've thrown this pitch every time to him for like 4 weeks. Like that kind of thing. It's consistent. It's straight down the middle. He's never hit it. And then suddenly, in this moment, he feels like everything lines up. He can see the ball. Time is slowing down, and he swings the bat, and this enormous, for him, cracking sound hits, and he hits what at best would be like a single.
But Duck still, and he celebrates it for every kid when they get a hit. But this one, he like really put some gumption in. He goes, "Great job! You did it, bud! Hell yeah!
Milo.
Now run the base."
Milo, can you make me an acrobatics check to see how effectively you get to this ball and if you run this kid out?
Hey, Duck.
Milo, you absolutely would run him out if that's the way that this drill worked, but it doesn't. There's no one on first base.
Okay.
But yeah, it's one of those shots that like you can't even find a way to do anything particularly fun with it, so you're just like tumbling towards it, like doing one-handed cartwheels.
I think
But the kids,
he tries to catch it with his feet.
Okay, sure. At 27, you do that. Are you barefoot or are you catching it with boots on?
I think it's like repeated flips, and I think during the second flip, like shoes fly, and then it's the third flip catch. Like
Okay. That sounds like you've been at clown school in this part of the period.
This whole
Uh,
time, whenever you immediately started describing it, I was just like, oh, so like you're clowning, like you've got a rodeo clown, you've got a barrel that you're coming out of. That's what's been in my head. So
I mean, if you want,
That's funny.
if Teddy wants to carry a barrel onto the field,
full.
we watched that for a moment, and as the kid like he does a triumphant like 2-footed jump stomp onto first base, the next kid is already up, and this one is like one of the better hitters, and like you're not trying to do anything tricky with the pitches, and he just like cracks it really high. It's probably like it would be an out in an actual game, but like he hit it with such power that there's still like a celebration and stuff. But as the ball goes up, instead of the camera following the ball down, it like zooms through Kirrydale, and we find ourselves in the window of an apartment. That apartment is unfurnished, has wooden floorboards, and run to your probably internalized delight. It has like a room and a kitchen, and then a living area, and then a second entire room.
Hell
Moved
yeah.
up in the world.
There's a blonde woman who's like probably in her mid-20s showing it to you. She's wearing a blue, like very professional, a very professional, like pantsuit. She's showing you a few apartments. This is like one of the first ones that's actually in your price range and actually nice enough to be worth the price range. A lot of the places have not been as good. But can I get you to roll me a D100?
Infested with lice. Somehow. Giant lice. 7.
She's like, so this one technically isn't really on the market yet. We're like still going through all the signing of us as the leasing agents, but because you're one of the up and coming ex-crawlers of Kirrydale, I wanted to try and like get you something good, and this kind of fitted perfectly. And as you're walking through, she leads you into like the second room, which is the master room. There's actually like also a second bathroom in it, an ensuite, and there's this huge window, and it actually has a view of like a nice part of Kirrydale, as opposed to in your old apartment where like the view was a brick wall. And she says, so yeah, it's in your price range. Hopefully it's something that you're interested in. It's unfurnished,
Yeah.
obviously, but oh, excellent. Because it's not even on the market yet, I can call the owner in the next few minutes, and I can get back to you if you want to walk around, look at things. There's a bathtub. I don't know how. I mean, you get hit a lot, so probably baths help,
Oh.
right?
I thought. Yeah.
She's like, okay,
I don't
and
know
she
why.
like gets out her phone, and she gets out her phone and leaves. She's just like, she's suggesting to go look at the apartment, but she comes back a couple of minutes later. And it's like,
It sounded like she was telling me to
Yeah.
go take a bath.
no, she just hadn't shown you the bathroom yet. In my
I have
head
to go
canon
do
of the
something.
scene,
There's a
that I didn't
bathtub.
set up.
I'm like, what?
It would be a very dodgeball movie moment for her to walk back in and Ron is taking a bath. But no, she walks back in and says, "Oh, the owner was happy. They were thrilled. They were happy to have a celebrity from Kirrydale taking the place. I hope you don't mind that I told them that it was you. Are you trying to?"
Fine. As long as they don't jack up the price.
No. Well, I mean, the lease contract is already. The price will be what it is. And she smiles and says, "Great. Well, you can move in. We'll get the paperwork through to you like in 2 days, and then you can move in then."
Sounds good to me.
Okay. She like hands you her card again, which you already have, but says I'll send it through to you. Do you have like a person that handles this kind of stuff for you, or do you want me to just send it straight to you?
You could just send it to me. That'll be fine.
Okay, great. Make an insight check for me.
She's like, this scrub doesn't even have an agent.
No, she like as she gives you the card, she like touches your arm and she's like vaguely flirting with you in a way that like has never happened to you before, because it's not anything about you that she's attracted to. She's attracted to the fact that you're a celebrity.
It's like a hard zoom on the touch. And I'm like,
Yeah, and then we see Ron's eyes like narrow slightly, and then there's a zoom on the touch, and then her flipping her hair in slow motion, and her laughing, and like just her white teeth smiling at you.
yeah, he goes for it. Why not?
Great. You don't need to make a persuasion check. She will go and she probably at the end asks you for coffee if you want to go have coffee or something. All right. But you do get an apartment. You get a nice apartment, which was nicer because you were famous. From there, we cut to a different apartment. This one is Duck. Do you ever bring the kids back to your apartment if it's close to the park?
No.
Okay, good. That was a trap. And you didn't fall for it. But you are walking in. It's probably early afternoon. And Zephyr, you're just getting off the phone with the person that's asked you for outreach. He's like reached out to you a couple of times. He's like a half elf. His name's Zevin. And for anyone writing notes, which is none of you because Maddie doesn't have a journal, it's Kevin, but with a Z. And he's just got off like the finalized thing of like, okay, it's going to be next week. You come in at 3 and like it goes through till 7, but like you can be in and out as long as like you guys, some of you are there. They're paying you like an appearance fee, but it's very, very minor. Like it's basically just the most like, well, we're a charity and you're doing the nice thing, so we're giving you like $100 for the whole team for the week. Enough for travel and things. But you come inside, and as you do, and Duck arrives, you feel like a moment of almost as if suddenly night falls and you feel more calm, like almost like moonlight is hitting you, and you found that you've been more calm and collected and yourself at night lately. When the moon is touching you, you have this moment of feeling like that. And you're encouraged to say a prayer to Artemis. Would you like to make up a prayer? I would have given you one if you rolled better for religion.
God.
Everybody else has
in
people
real
to
life
flirt with.
is not.
Maddie has to make up a prayer to Artemis. We'll come back to you making up a prayer. That's an unfair thing for me to put you on the spot in the middle of a scene with. Milo, while Gemma is away, she does ask if you would like to look after the shop for her, or if she has to like put one of the part-timers on for like to be full-time managing that week.
Oh yeah, Milo would watch it.
Great. How attentively are you watching the store? On a scale of 1 to 10, how professional are you being in this week of being a manager?
At least an 8.
Okay, great. So Gemma's about to leave, and you're in the like upstairs area that's also where you and Gemma have lived for forever, and she comes in and she's dressed in Gemma normally just wears like Diane Keaton style like clothes a lot of the time, very like dresses quite androgynously, but very functional. And somehow that looks formal and like casual compared to what she's wearing, because she comes out wearing black studded leather. She's got like a rapier on each hip, and a backpack that could only be described as an adventurer's backpack. She's wearing gloves, like that are clearly used like adventurer's gloves. And she says, "All right, Milo, just look after the shop. I should be back in a week."
I know, like, wait, sorry, you have weapons. Where are you going?
Well, I mean, that's part of the adventure. I'm not really sure. I signed up for
Oh, I
something.
thought-
It was on it was on this website where they like look for adventurers.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to go to like Miami or something.
Could be. I once fought a set of trolls in Miami.
Nice. Well, I hope you have a good time. I'll manage this. Kind of gestures at the shop. I think he is a bit nervous, so he like does like an arm gesture, like the shop, but accidentally like knocks something, but manages to catch it before it falls.
You look down where you've caught it, and her like foot is already like underneath it where she would have caught it. She says, "I'm sure it'll be fine. Just don't listen to any voices that are trying to get into your head about what you should and shouldn't do." And she manages to look exactly to where the specter of your dad is like sitting on a countertop.
Well, compared to what I've decided to do here recently, this might actually be the first time he approves of me doing something.
I don't.
Yep.
But she smiles and like pats you on the arm and begins to head off for an adventure. Make me just an intelligence check, I guess. Yeah, so every single day the like store, everything balances. The staff are pretty happy with your management style compared to Gemma's, which admittedly is less hands-on because you're focused on getting all of your stuff right, and Gemma just does it quite easily. But by the end of the week, you have a better understanding of what goes into that. And by the time Gemma comes back, admittedly, like quite a bit beaten up. She does not come back looking like she's had a relaxing vacation. She comes back looking like she fought something that is like if she fought a giant hedgehog. That's the amount of like small like stab wound scars she's like already picked up. And she says, it was good to get a bit of a change."
Yeah. Do you like need like a doctor or something? We actually have a decent amount of overhead this week. If you want to go, like, you're bleeding, or you
No,
were.
I'm not. I'm not bleeding still. There's blood because it was on my clothes and I haven't washed my clothes. But I'm not bleeding now. Our cleric looked at it. He's lovely. He's like a 22-year-old gnome. He's a Athena cleric, so a bit odd, but very nice.
Well, everything's been good while you've been gone. Like I said, good overhead. Nothing got stolen or broken. I've learned 3 of the employees' names.
She nods and says,
You don't.
"What do you
You
mean
don't have more
3?
than 3, right?
We only have
You don't
2 employees."
Who was the other guy?
You have a long moment where you're just looking at each other. I want you to make an opposed deception check with Gemma. for who is lying about the amount of people that you have. There's just a moment where like you're looking at each other, and in the end she chuckles as she realizes that you are making up a third person. She goes, what did you name this third person?
I think there, Milo like pauses for a second, quickly scans the room, looks for any type of item that he could use, and then lands on like a broom and just says Brom.
She laughs and says, "You know, I think you had like a great uncle named Brom."
Look over to where my dad's floating next to a chandelier to confirm by facial expression.
He was just an okay uncle.
Sounds pretty good.
But she takes back over, and we will catch back up with Milo at the game show. We cut to night at a like little tapas restaurant, where Frank and Teddy are having. Is it a date at this point?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a date. Can you hear me?
Sure. What do you order at this restaurant? What are the three share plates that you order?
Is it like a tapas style restaurant, or is it like specifically
It's fusion.
Spanish stuff?
So they
Oh.
call it tapas, but it's like you can get spring rolls. Which
Got it.
is crazy.
Probably like a short rib plate, and then like a plate that they both kind of deliberate over, to decide on, and then a plate that like is Frank's biggest interest.
Frank's biggest interest. It's just a bowl of beer. No. But you've been making more time for Frank, and he's been very like he's still very chill and laid back about it, but like he does always make time to see you, and he chats to you about like anything that you've got on your mind. What is the particular topic of conversation this evening?
I mean, I've also been doing the X-Brawl stuff. So Teddy's like,
Mm-hmm.
kind of as you know, as they take their first drinks and stuff, and like Teddy is kind of used to like saying something at the start of the night to like kind of get Frank in a little bit more talking, right? And so Teddy's kind of hamming it up a little bit, right? Like the dramatic explanation of like what happened to their eye and like the side of their cheek that day, right? Because they've got like, for somebody who does X-Crawl for a living, they've got a surprisingly impressive bruise from misadventure, right? Just full accident.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just like kind of reenacting how this injury occurred.
Sure, and Frank is
And as they're doing that, like as they're discussing this head injury, they like look at the beer that they're drinking and they're like, and then they just take a drink anyway. The usual.
And Frank is interjecting with like various questions, and seems to be, and as always, like seemed to be pretty interested in the X-Crawl of it all. Like, he's curious about like what you're doing with like the setup stuff. I think one of the weeks they probably asked if you wanted to like sub in as like one of the actors in it. Would you have said yes to that?
Oh yeah, 100%. And then immediately like panicked about it, but then like had showed up and done it anyway. Has not mentioned it explicitly to Frank, but has been like constantly checking over like a series of very short lines and like set cues, right? And so it's like not secret, but it's like something that they're not openly talking about, but also not hiding at all as they just like kind of panic mode over it.
Okay. But yeah, Frank is asking all of the appropriate questions and stuff, and then is like,
Yeah, and in exchange, Teddy's like, finding out about the folks, trying to probe a little bit more, find out about the folks that Frank. Teddy doesn't get an impression that like Frank is particularly close to like his employees or anything, but it's
Mhm.
like trying to like probe out like who Teddy or who Frank is hanging out with, and like what he does when it's not drinking quietly in the apartment.
It's like 100%. He's either drinking quietly by himself, not drinking, but like hanging out by himself, or he's drinking with Ron, or he's working, or he's like hanging out with you. He doesn't really do stuff beyond that. But he's like, yeah, my sister like asked me to look after her kid once a week, so I've been doing that. He's fine.
How old is she?
15.
Oh, okay. So like, you're just making sure this kid doesn't.
Die. Doesn't set fire
Yeah.
to their house.
Yeah, it's like cat sitting at this point, right?
Yeah, sometimes I take her to work, like when she finishes school early, and she just I don't know how to entertain a 15-year-old. I can barely entertain myself.
They've yeah, they've got us doing charity with children, and that hasn't happened, right? Like Duck is doing his
No, it's
stuff. Yeah.
it's next week. This is vaguely happening.
Do I know the age group?
Do I
know the age
they're
group?
like middle schoolers, like maybe very early high schoolers.
I'm doing outreach with middle schoolers next week, and middle school was kind of hell, so I'm really not sure what to expect with these kids. 15 seems a bit easier, maybe.
Well, I mean, it probably helps that you're all famous enough that they can turn on the TV and sometimes see you.
Yeah, but like sometimes I don't know. We had I remember when I was in school, we had a minor celebrity come for a stage show thing, and I don't know, the class clown kind of triggered something, and I wasn't paying attention, so I didn't really see what happened, but it turned into just they dropped the curtains on the person. It was not great. So middle schoolers, they're feral.
Well, are there going to be curtains at your outreach program?
If there are, I'm sticking Ron under them.
Frank laughs and says, "Ron doesn't deserve that."
Do we know that Ron is moving? Yep. They're no longer going to be neighbors?
Ron does. I think. Did you tell Frank that you were looking for a place?
Yeah, I think he would have mentioned it.
Frank has not told Teddy, so Ron, you would have had to tell Teddy for.
He probably mentioned it to just come up in practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ron does. Frank does know, but he's like, I'm sure it'll be fine. Like, and if it isn't, then you learn that it's something that like your team's not that suited to do.
Yeah, I think at least Duck's doing like a coaching thing and is dealing with teenagers a lot lately, so I think it'll be fine. I mean, he's a teenager, but you know what I mean. And it's just like that, like kind of really mellow conversation where you're kind of you haven't actually gotten to spend a lot of time with somebody, but you're working that out, and it's nice.
Yeah. And Frank seems to
Lots
be
of little
enjoying it
sequences
as
where
well.
like Teddy is just like eating an insane amount of food.
Yeah. I mean,
In
you are
tradition, in Xcrawl.
you are reasonably well off at the moment, and Frank is just a rich person. So like,
Yep.
he can like, you go to the Tapas bar and you just order a bunch of stuff. We cut back to Duck having just walked into their apartment with Zeph. What is the prayer that Zeph says?
Okay. Written down. Welcome, great Artemis, Lightbringer. I pray to you for the youth and for all creatures, wild and free. May you guard them and guide them to safety under the moonlight. I honor you, Artemis, nurturer and guardian. We'll do a little moon.
Make me a spellcasting like check. So +7 presumably for you. I don't know what your stats are off the top of my head, but as if it was a spell attack.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, I lost my character sheet for a second.
Yeah, you feel better having said the prayer. But it's actually, Duck, make me a religion check. Just lose every window that I need. It's not good. It's not a good prayer. It's a good prayer. It's not a good prayer to Artemis. Like, Duck, even you know that Artemis is like very. She prefers like actions to prayers in the first place, and her prayers tend to be very quick, like something that you would say like at the end of a hunt rather than that you would say at the start of a sermon. But Zephyr, you feel better having given like that moment of contemplation towards Artemis. And this day it also happens to be the first day of the outreach program.
Right.
This is a very important question. What's everybody wearing to the outreach program?
I mean, Duck is in. What are the activities?
Arts and crafts.
It's like arts and crafts.
It's just arts and crafts.
Paper mache, like painting, that kind of stuff.
Well, Duck is in a crisp pair of blue jeans and his Letterman jacket and a baseball cap.
Sure, yes. That makes sense.
I think Zephyr's in
Clean
a
white
cute
t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
skirt and blouse.
Zephyr's in a nice, cute skirt, did you say?
Mhm.
Okay. I simply must assume that Ron is wearing just his everyday clothes.
Yeah.
What is Teddy wearing? Wow.
Nothing.
Charlie
Teddy
just
bears.
has no answer for what Teddy's wearing. Teddy is Emperor's new clothing. It. That's all right. You head over there. You were told that it's like arts and crafts and things like that. It is, but it's like they are building an enormous, like, huge diorama out of like arts and crafts. That's like of like an old battle between like an adventurer and a dragon. So like some people are building the terrain like out of paper mache and then painting it. Others are like building really intricate little like models out of clay and things like that. It's very like advanced. It's been going for like a few weeks already, and they have like a rotating guest, a group of people coming in. And part of the reason they wanted you guys to come in is because they wanted to see like people that could pose with weapons for them to like create hero stuff. So it's not really what you expected from what you had been suggested. But the person that organizes it the first time Zephyr walks over, his name's Evan. This is the first time we've actually met him because everything's been over the phone. He's like, maybe he looks like he could be anywhere between 25 and 45, which is quite a half elven trait to begin with. But he has like a very fine face, hair that's like slightly messed up in the front, and quite striking blue eyes with like flecks of gold in them. He walks over to the photo of you and says, well, I'm so glad that you could make it. It means a lot to all of us here, especially the kids. It's really good to get some people that are like very well known to the kids. They're all X-Crawl fans. And he calls over his shoulder and goes, "Who's your favorite X-Crawl team?" And like everybody shouts out different teams. There are a couple in there that say Horizon Seekers. But even everyone except for Zephyr, without an insight check, can tell that those are the like teacher's pets. Zephyr, you just think it's sincere. But as you like, he chats with you for a bit, and then he says, "Well, I have to go. If you have any questions, you can direct them to Laverne." And he points at an older woman who like seems to be the teacher that's in charge of the kids. It's like an after-school program, really, but it's trying to teach them skills that are like actually allowing them to be children instead of like making everything just about like readying them for adulthood. Yeah, you model a bit for some stuff. The kids really take a liking to Ron. Like immediately.
Of course I do.
It helps that it helps a bit that the hero that like they're basing this on is like Saint George from like the old Celtic, I think, like legends where like the shield and the sword. So Ron is like really who everybody like is attracted to first to like help them make little models. But Andrew, what do you think it is that is why Ron is so like why the kids are so drawn to Ron over the other three?
I think it's just that, like, not that Ron doesn't care, but just that, like, Ron isn't like trying super hard to, and so it doesn't come off as like patronizing.
Yes, they
Like
there's
cats.
like an authenticity to you where like maybe the others are trying too hard. But yes, the week goes off without a hitch. Ron, your fame does grow even further because of the critical. They're all going home and telling their like parents about Horizon Seekers, but more importantly, like Aegis just being such a cool, down to earth guy.
So cool, down to earth, Mom.
Yeah, you'd like him. He should be my new dad. So I got distracted by Elfie like licking my hand out of nowhere. But yes, so that all goes very well. Meanwhile, somewhere else, Milo, you're on appearing on a show. You're like filming basically a week's worth of episodes over like a couple of days. And it is just celebrity squares. So like they call upon you for questions. They kind of encourage you to be funny. But they leave it up to you how John just leaves. They leave it up to you how you like deal with that. Are you going to try to be funny, or like do you have a different plan for how to stand out on this show?
I don't think Milo necessarily is like going to try and force to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
because I think Milo doesn't think that in of itself is funny. But I think he more so goes the route of just being like he's the little guy. He's the little sneaky like trickster guy.
Mm. So when they ask for answers like to a question, he always seems completely sincere, even if he has no idea what it is.
Yes.
All right.
I don't know how it would be possible. At one point, they like cut to his box and he's not there, and he's just like behind one of the other people in their box. Like at one point,
There's a point where he's just in a different box, like having conversation when he's meant to be in his box. Okay, make a performance check.
Ooh.
Because you learn over this week that there's a dramatic difference between performing and grandstanding.
Ooh, not great.
It's still like serviceable. People still like you on the show. You're not like losing fans, but you don't do anything that people are like. Well, that we didn't know that like Milo had this kind of personality. It all kind of leans into your stuff, which is also useful in many ways. We kind of cut from that where like you also get to network and meet some other minor celebrities. You're somehow like not even the smallest celebrity. There's like the daughter of the like sausage king of Chicago, who is just like a man that makes sausage. He doesn't even make a lot of sausage. He just owns a like butcher called the Sausage King of Chicago. Like she's on there. There's a minor like basketball player in a world where basketball is not even that popular. So you're like the middle of the run celebrity on it. But we move on from that scene and we see Duck. You're sitting on a like old creaky wooden chair next to a man in a rocking chair. He's like quite portly. He's got wispy, like light brown hair. And like he's looking out across his backyard, which is like every backyard in your hometown, which is to say it's perfect for like raising a family. Every house in this place is like a picket fence dream house. In the distance behind the trampoline that they have, like two of his grandkids are like throwing a baseball back and forward, but one of them's very bad at it. And he like turns to you and says, You know, most people don't come see their old high school baseball coach within a year of moving on from high school.
Oh man, have none of the other guys been checking in on you, coach? That's I gotta get him over here.
Well, this feels like more than a check-in. I mean, yeah, I see the other guys, but that's because most of them live within. I can throw a baseball to most of their houses from here.
Which is good practice.
He nods and like just looks at you, gives you a look that he used to give you when it was like, I don't need to give you any advice because you already know how to fix the problem that you're doing. So like, how do you fix it? He just waits for you.
Yeah. I mean, just like, you know, really I just kind of wanted to like see how things were going here and like how the team is going and like how they're playing this year.
Real bad. They're awful.
Like in a new way.
Well, in a way where it doesn't feel like, to me, the coach, they're holding back someone that's got actual talent anymore. I mean, I've been the coach of this team for 17 years, and the art teacher of your school for 20 years. Like, we've never been very good.
Oh no! The art teacher is the coach?
Yeah. He's also the woodwork
I,
teacher.
Kristen, need to process this for just a second.
Your team's bad.
Oh
They don't
no!
have a good coach.
Oh no! Okay. Okay. I never. I mean, you always said you gotta work with what you got. You know. That's what I love.
Exactly.
That's what I loved about being a. Yeah. How much?
Sometimes you don't have blue and you got to make a sky red.
You know what? You were always saying that. Just like was wondering actually, I've started coaching or volunteering with like this like youth team and have like been really getting into it and really enjoying it. How did you end up, because you're the art teacher, did you want to coach, or were you like how did that happen?
I knew the rules of baseball, and they cut
Did
the
you-
previous coach because there was no budget for it because the team has been always historically terrible. I enjoy doing it.
I mean, I loved having you. I mean, it's I feel kind of weird saying this because like, it's I get that it's like cringe to like come back to your high school and whatever. But if you ever, I would love to like maybe come back and like assistant volunteer at some point when the X crawl season is like a little bit chiller.
I mean, I'm sure the kids would love that. I don't know that the school could pay you, but if you're doing it out of the goodness of your heart, we wouldn't say no.
Yeah, I would definitely totally be willing to do it on a volunteer basis. I'm making so much bank as like a player right now is pretty sick. I like am thinking about buying my own car soon.
He chuckles and says, what kind of car?
I don't know, man. Like, I mean, like, just like probably like an easy, like, whatever, like, I'm picturing a Honda Civic in my head right now.
I truly
the very-
was
the very-
gonna say Honda Civic for you. Like,
Sure.
the classic first car.
Yeah, it's a good car. I'm glad that you're enjoying X-Crawl. It's not what I saw for you, but I'm glad that you're turning your athletic talents to something.
It's like a good time. I'm enjoying the team. I think we've had like some like rough patches here and there where we've been like trying to get used to each other,
Well, I'm sure
And
there's
I don't
an
think-
adjustment for you going from being the person that carried the whole team on their shoulders for so long to just being part of a team with a bunch of other people that are performing well.
yeah, we got over it, and I think I don't know. I think sometimes I'm like, I'm kind of the kid on the team because it's also like an older group with like real adults and shit. Zeph has graduated from like college. That's crazy. I can't think about doing that.
He laughs and says, "Well, I mean, the way your life is going, you don't have to worry about it now, right?"
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'll go back and like get a degree in like something. It would be kind of cool because I don't know if I'm gonna X-crawl forever. Most people don't. It's kind of hard on your joints. I had a migraine for like 2 weeks, I think, and I lost a finger for a bit. And I like having all of my hands and fingers and like joints and shit working. Sorry,
think
and
if you-
stuff.
If he laughs, he says, "Well, I think if you like make it in X-Crawl, you can probably afford like a team doctor who fixes these things pretty quickly for you. At least that's what I'd assume. I don't really know, but
Yeah,
I mean, it's always good to have
Team
something to fall
Doctor.
back on.
Yeah. Team Doctor is probably also like lower on our, like, because we need like a manager. I think that's the thing that keeps coming up, is that we need a manager and that we need attorneys. Do you think a doctor should be higher up on that list?
Well, I don't know. If I was losing fingers at work, I'd like to have somebody look at it rather than outsourcing that.
Yeah, it was like pretty good that we had, like, for our games, like the nurse that we could just go into the school and go get after getting clocked in the head. I still got like kind of a bump, and he pulls up like his like mop of very curly hair. I still got a bump from that one pitch from practice that kid did. Who was it? I think it was Jeremy, who had a really powerful throw and just couldn't aim.
Certainly, it was most of them.
I think, you know, we got it working towards the end.
He chuckled and says, yeah. But no, I think I've been watching. It seems like you're going well. And it does look like
I'm
you've got a
glad
good
you've been
team around
watching,
you.
Coach. Yeah, I like them. Even when we're fighting. Sometimes I worry that they don't like take me seriously, but I'm used to people not taking me seriously.
He looks at you and says, I guess that is good. I don't know what to tell you, Doc. Like, you always were able to just let things roll off you. But yeah, I don't know. All the other kids on the team, like, he thinks about it for a bit. He goes, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm just an old art teacher that sometimes coaches baseball.
How much longer do you think you're going to be teaching?
But he
Here's
looks
that
around and he
plan.
says, I gotta pay off this house, so 100 more years?
Oh man. I hope you like your job then.
I like huge chunks of my job.
I mean, just not
Nobody likes
he
all of their
dealing
job.
with, like, yeah. I guess that's true. I wouldn't really know.
I don't like
I
the
mean, I
days I have
guess
to
I
clean
would. I
paint off
didn't.
the ceiling.
Yeah. I didn't like the summer job I had like 2 years ago. I was at the Legally Not a Subway making sandwiches.
Sure. I remember. It was that season that all of the guys like ate a bunch of Subway and thought it was healthy for them, but it was basically just eating cake and salad.
And also, like, not that good.
You don't have to tell me. And he like looks out and he says, I'm all about the paleo diet.
I like my milkshakes, my protein shakes, my Gatorades, my Powerades.
I remember.
I'm hoping to get a sponsorship at some point. That would be pretty sick.
Were you thinking about that when you were hitting balls into a lake a couple of weeks ago?
What?
It was on the news. It was everywhere. You were drunk and hitting a bunch of balls. You'd challenge people that walked past to pitch to you, and then you'd hit the balls into the lake. You don't remember?
That doesn't sound like me at all, man.
Maybe if you're going to get drunk, you should have something solid instead of a protein shake beforehand.
Oh, I mean, I love a pancake, a burger, a pizza, some pasta. He just starts listing carbohydrates.
This man will put up with this for however long you feel the need to sit in his backyard. I like to think of him as played by J.K. Simmons, by the way. Like a portly J.K. Simmons. No, Ken Jenkins from Scrubs. That's who plays
I
him.
think it does just sort of go on like this for a bit, with Duck occasionally asking for actual advice about like, oh, like what do you think like the most important rule of coaching is, and how did you get this job? But it's interspersed between like
You asked him how he gets the job when it's just he was the only person that knew the rules of baseball, and the school
Yeah.
just didn't want to pay anyone.
That's
But yes,
unfortunate.
he is very tolerant of like your questions, and he clearly has some like affinity for you because he coached you for 3 years. So he's happy to sit with it. Teddy, we find you a little bit later in the few weeks at one of the X-Crawl setup things. You're basically helping with like setting up in Kiradale like the next event that's coming through. It's like an international X-Crawl like exhibition where it's teams that are like on a bit of a hiatus come across from like overseas to the North American Empire, and they're like look at the kind of X-Crawl stuff that's happening in like France and Japan and these and like a bunch of countries that do things a little bit differently. And you're setting it up. There's a bunch of actors that you've now gotten to know quite well as you're setting it up, and one of them, like who you know a little bit less, but has been like making sure that she's been around you the last like few days that she's been working as you've been setting this up. She's like, so why are you doing like this stuff if you're like getting paid to be an actual crawler?
Oh, I mean, right now I'm not on a crawl. So it's not like it's not really taking time away from the crawl. Oh, you mean like kind of like on like a big picture scale. I was involved in X Brawl for a really long time, and so basically like everyone does this, even the performers, because it's like a really small scene, and a lot of people there's not the money, so it's not really. And so I just kind of didn't realize that other actors weren't doing this until I started doing it, and once I realized that other crawlers weren't doing it, I mean, I like you guys, so
Aren't you worried that people are going to think that like you're being all buddy buddy with the crew to try and get information about crawls coming up?
Teddy blinks for several long moments, and then says, "Oh yeah, somebody did like text me once, like offer
Yeah, it's
something, but
been
I just
like a whole thing this season where like there's teams that have been getting insider information for like crawls.
yeah, somebody apparently was trying to do that. I just kind of pretended I didn't see the message because I wasn't sure how to say like sounds like a bad idea, but I left him on red. I didn't even have to leave him on red. Like it popped up, right? I could see the notification and I could see enough of the message, and then I just didn't answer, and then the crawl was over, so I could just be like, "Hey, sorry I missed your message, but crawl went great anyway." And Teddy gives like an awkward thumbs up. It says, "I mean, I guess, but nobody back here has been treating me like I'm doing that kind of thing." So
She shrugs a
Teddy
bit
like
and goes,
trails off
"Okay."
for a long time, and is just like kind of staring, thinking about this now.
She shrugs and says, I mean, I guess you know better. Like, you're a famous crawler. Like,
I, wa-
compared to
I
us.
want to be an actor, okay?
Like in an X crawl.
Uh, any kind of acting. I'm just really bad at it. I'm good at getting hit, and I'm not good at being someone else. And so
But
I
hold
I
on,
would like.
aren't you like acting when you do X crawl? Like you're playing it up for the crowd. You're doing like stuff that's you're not doing the most efficient fighting.
Yeah, but it's like I'm not reading lines when I'm in a crawl. Like I might have things that I plan to say, but usually like I'm not even great at that. Like I keep calling Ron instead of Aegis. Um, but like acting requires it's like improv, right? I'm doing improv ish, and I want to be able to be like on a stage. But that's yeah. So X
You
crawls
know,
just
okay. I mean, that's fair enough. I just wondered because like normally crawlers don't like slum it with the crew like this. So
uh,
and because
I,
everybody's been like trying to get information, I was wondering if you were doing that too.
no, that's I mean that that's fair. I mean, if you think it's probably like if you think it's better for like the crew or something, that I'm that I'm not that I'm not here. I don't have to do this.
I'm literally just a stagehand that flew down from Chicago because I've got family here and is working for like 2 weeks. I have no opinion either way.
Yeah, I'm glad you said something though, because like I guess maybe the folks who are around here wouldn't necessarily think to say something or wouldn't feel comfortable saying something, and so since you're from out of town, maybe it was pretty good that you would point it out.
Well, I mean, part of it was because I have a cousin that works in Seattle, and like he was telling me some stuff about the Seattle pin drop that's coming up, and I was gonna mention it, but then I realized that you were a crawler, and like normally this stuff can all be kept in house in the crew, but like I don't want to. I don't want to tell you stuff.
Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, it's we sometimes get really I guess like shafted by what we don't know. But I guess I'd rather do that than do really well and not feel like I'd done it. Um,
Well, yeah, X Scroll's all about adaptability. It's like it's not about who can like prepare for the test the best. It's about who can adapt to the crawl the best.
yeah, and it's like you have to prepare for you do have to prepare for the test, but it's like you don't know what test you're gonna get, so you just kind of have to prepare for. And like this is where like Teddy like loses the like full awkwardness and goes into the different kind of awkwardness. Like loses the can't talk awkwardness and goes into the you know theory behind prep that they've been struggling with, and
Mm.
talking to them about this. Eventually, we'll like round back about and ask so you're flying different places for doing stagehand work. Is like this where you want to stay? Is this the kind of thing that you want to be doing for a long time, or
Uh, she like shrugged and she goes, "Well, I came here for family, and I happen to be doing the stagehand work because it's my job. But like, I'm kind of into. Yeah, I like X Crawl. I like doing the crew stuff. I like being around X Crawl. I'm not really an actor, so I just do the set design things and like build it up for you guys to tear it down."
Teddy gives like just a very honest grin, uh, because some of the ways that stages get torn down are very fun, and Teddy is very appreciative of that.
But yeah, she chats to you for a bit longer and then like goes to talk to other people in the crew. But yeah, everybody else is kind of like Kiradale locals, and they're very comfortable with you being there.
Yeah.
Ron, you get a call with about like 3 or 4 days to go until like this little montage section is over.
Yeah.
And it's like the voice on the phone goes, hello, I'm looking for Ron Livingston. Is that how you pronounce it?
It's Bill Livingstaniel, thank you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I've got it written down wrong here. I just she says, I'm from a local talent management company, and we were wondering if you were currently represented and if you were looking for an agent.
Oh, well, we're kind of in the market, but more as a
Oh,
team.
no, sorry. I don't want to. Just you. We don't represent teams. We're just interested in seeing if you wanted to get more commercial work, if you wanted to like branch into other like things that we could use that you could use your talents for. We don't represent teams. It's we represent individuals.
Would I know that? Is it typical for X-crawlers to have like an agent and then an agent for the team, or is this like
The team agent would tend to do like team things, like a team appearance or like all that kind of stuff. Where if you wanted to do personal like projects and things, like for example, if you wanted to also be an actor, you would want to have your own personal agent like doing that work for you, unless you're paying your team agent like a lot more money.
okay? Got it. I say, well, I'm somewhat interested. Kind of shopping around, actually. What is it that you offer?
Oh, well, we have very competitive prices. We take initially we take 2% of the first booking and then 3% of the second onwards until we take a flat 7% off every booking that you make, which you'll find is competitive within the industry. He says, if I'm being completely honest, I am calling you because you my niece was in an outreach program that you were helping with, and she was incredibly flattering of your the way that you handled the kids, and would not shut up about it.
I appreciate that. You know, we try to get ourselves out there and do good work. Can you tell me what kind of connections do you have exactly?
Well, I'm one of the agents here in I'm in Chicago, obviously, but we are a like brand. We are a franchise that's across, not franchise. We are a business that's across all of the North American Empire. We have big offices in California, obviously, so we are hooked into that. So if there's like bit parts in TV and things that you're interested in, you know, like if you want to be the murderer in a Law and Order, like that's the kind of possible thing that we would be able to facilitate, particularly for somebody of your growing like profile. But also, if anybody is like looking to hire you, it's much easier if they like you have a listed agent, because they will be able to go through easier avenues than trying to contact you and find your information and get a hold of you when you're in traveling for a crawl or practicing or things like that. But yes, we have offices all over the North American Empire.
Is there a fee beyond the percentage?
No, we pride ourselves in the fact that we can get you bookings, and therefore we take the fee out of the bookings that we get for you.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you send the paperwork over? I'll take a look at it, and I'll get back to you.
Okay, will do. Thank you for your time. And she hangs up, and you get pretty quickly like an email with a packet of information from the Asta Talent Agency that basically lines out what she just said. They have, if you look it up, they have like East Coast, West Coast, like all the way down through Mexico and Canada, like different agencies all over the place.
I start dialing up Zeph.
Yeah, Ron, what's up?
Hey, I just had a guy call me. Wants to be my
Well, it's a
agent.
woman.
Oh, sorry.
Her voices are terrible.
I don't know if you want to help me look over this paperwork a little bit.
Like a commercial voice like that kind of an agent, like an
Yeah, more for like commercial stuff. Which should we be getting an
Sure,
agent?
I can help you look over the paperwork. I
Like, as a
mean,
team?
it would be
It's
nice to have one.
technically
but-
free. Maybe we should wait.
Yeah. I think we see how the pin drop in Seattle goes, and then maybe we look into getting an agent.
Good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, I can come over to you. You can come over to me, or you can send it to me in an email too. Whatever way you want me to look at the paperwork, I can do that.
I'll bring it over, but I think Ron has internally decided not to sign anything until after the pin drop, just to try to maximize the fame, which may backfire.
Get better than
'cause we
2%.
we could
off
do
the first
terrible.
thing.
Maybe try to organize like a smaller flat fee.
Yeah. All right. As we accelerate through this like 5-week period, we're into the final week in the lead up to the pin drop. You've done like you have a coach. You've been doing crawls during this time that you've been doing like top 3 in for most of them, but they've been very small, like much smaller crawls. Your coach does some scouting of the pin drop. Well, no doubt critical because she always does. No, terrible. To be fair, the pin drop cannot be scouted. It's an elevator moving down. There are no traps. It's just every 6 seconds, like at 6-second intervals, sometimes new like enemies jump onto the platform. Like it's a hard thing to scout. They always mix up what's on there. So it's quite difficult. But the 5 of you are in the bus on the way to. I assume you're busing to Seattle since you have it. You're not
Yeah.
paying
That
for
would
like
make
first
sense
class
to me.
airfares.
Yeah,
Uh,
we're back.
You're all on the bus to Seattle. Mira is driving, and you can hear. There is like, it's not a like partition between the thing, but there is like a small enchantment on the bus that like means that if she's playing music to drive to, you don't hear it that much, but you are hearing like a slight background noise of like some 90s like reggae type music that is really not good. A lot of it is very bad. But she like rotates through stuff. She's just in that phase at the moment. But if you wanted to have a chat amongst yourselves as you drive to the pin drop, you could do that.
Duck is pulled up on his iPad. Previous iterations, previous seasons of the pin drop, and has like he got himself a nice whiteboard and is sketching out some play ideas. If people would like to come and engage with
Yeah,
that,
it's
or I can.
Yeah.
it's also always like a 30-foot radius platform. So like they have a very finite space for the thing, so that has to be 30 feet radius. So it is a good way to like set up plays for it.
Yeah, Milo would definitely come and look over at that. He would have grabbed like a beverage from like the fridge and offered it to Duck with the immediate statement of, "Don't worry, it's non-alcoholic. No licks nearby."
Yeah. Hey man, you are tougher than I am, man. I used to think I was good at holding my liquor, but I guess not. He'll take your
how
beverage
often-
and
Wait, how often do you drink?
oh man, we go get like a couple of beers after a game. Do shots. We did shots after the game that we won my senior year. That was pretty nice.
Can I insight check?
You
Duck?
know how teenagers talk about drinking.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you can inside Duck. I will always let you inside check each other.
We did shots. It was nice. Words that have never been spoken.
It is extremely true. Whatever Duck is saying, 100% accurate. Duck has done many shots.
Duck, we did his opening. Duck's intro scene was at a graduation party where he was
that is true.
drinking.
Also,
Milo just gives a nod,
critically
he's like,
failed, so like he just believes everything.
In his head, he's just like, "I know who I'm taking with me on the next Dionysus crawl."
He's like, this kid's a serious drinker. You but yes, Duck's working out some plays. Does anybody else have anything they would like to say to each other or interact with that?
We don't have a cleric, do we? Damn it.
No, still no.
No.
It's like the perfect arena for Spirit Guardians. Just stick them in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, I think Milo probably hasn't got to talk to Zeph too much, like, and outside of team stuff. But so, like, how is your magic? Is your magic it's the same or different now? Do you still do the same stuff?
Yeah. All of my stuff it's still the same. I think now I'm just gonna try to flavor it more appropriately now that I know that my powers really are coming from Artemis rather than Zeus.
Okay?
But still a lot of moon stuff, a lot of
Okay. So like you shot lightning at people a lot. Are you just like throwing moons now? That would be sick.
I might make that change. That sounds a lot cooler, actually. Some things are still lightning. I'm still gonna, I'll do electrify on the fridge. Like that's still that, but
Did you say you're going to do electrify on the fridge? Please don't. We only have one on this bus.
I'm not going to do it. I won't. I swear. But now it makes more sense why some of my spells why I can use some spells some days and some spells other days. So now I can do that more actively, I guess.
I love the eagle.
Oh, my hawk. Yeah, I should probably.
Hawk.
Yeah, he. Yeah. Hold on. Give me an hour, and she'll go ahead and ritually do the ritual to resummon her hawk, whose name I have forgotten.
As you do the ritual to summon your hawk over an hour in a moving bus, you are transported to a. It looks at first like a glade, but then the trees begin to shrink away until you see them as blades of grass, and and around you there are even bigger trees, which is once again begin to shrink as you grow taller and taller and taller. And this time the hawk, almost as if it's looking for you, begins as a tiny speck in the sky, and as you grow towards it, it becomes bigger and bigger until it floats down. In the middle of its forehead is a third eye that blinks in time, blinks like as a counterpoint to its normal eyes. as your hawk is a Fey hawk this time. And as you open your eyes out of the ritual, it freaks the fuck out being inside a moving bus and flies towards the cat driver. And I'm gonna need you to make
Yeah, I'll
an
snap it
animal
for
handling.
just out of.
Yeah, that makes sense. It just like flies straight towards the windshield because it is still kind of a hawk. And
Yeah.
you just snap it back into the dimensional space. But there's like for a moment, feathers just litter the whole like 5 feet that it covered. And the smell of like everybody's favorite food permeates the thing. As if you're being beckoned towards the feathers, but then they begin to like dissipate as well.
Did not think about doing that in the bust, but
Did
sorry.
you ritually cast it
now
with
my
the
hawk.
incense or the herbs?
Probably incense.
Great. Also, the bus smells of incense now.
Oh,
Everybody's gonna think you're all getting super high.
maybe
This is
we
like
are.
I hope you realize this is like a 24-hour bus ride.
Yeah.
The
I don't know why you
visual of
chose to summon a
talking-
familiar in it.
the
Crank the
visual of
windows
talking
down.
with someone and then them being like, "Oh wait, hold up, give me an hour," and then sitting down and lighting incense, like in the middle of a conversation. It's just like, oh, okay.
I mean,
And then you see a split second of chaos. Smell your favorite
A
food,
hawk.
and everything is normal.
Milo.
Yep.
I'm gonna say Milo was in the path of the hawk and panic ducked, but didn't actually need to because he was short enough for the hawk to fly over him, but still ducked and like went
Yeah.
full prone anyway.
Diara, your coach, is like somewhere just like staring wide-eyed at the hawk that just appeared for a second. He's like just internally like, what did I sign up for? The trip continues. Duck, I'll let you do you have a play in mind that you want to pitch to the rest of the team? Or would you like to be able to, in the crawl itself, flash back to this moment and be like, this is the play that I was coming up with?
I would like a flashback.
Okay, I thought you might. Make a note somewhere because I'm not going to remember. But you arrive. It's one of those like full weekend ones. So you arrive on the Friday for the late night, like number drawing, and you get to. There's 32 teams, and you sign in, and they kind of explain to you. You have your liaison already, and he's explaining to you. He's like, so the way that works is because time-wise, it's all the same. It's like point A to point B in a certain speed. You get 1 point for each like interval of it's dropping at like a speed of 60 feet or whatever. So each interval of 60 feet, you get a point. You get an extra point every time the platform clears a space, clears an interval with nobody but you on it. So if you wipe out enemies before new ones come in, you get an extra point. And you get an extra point for everyone that is like conscious at the end. And most points win.
So the platform, each interval is 60 feet.
It's something like that. But yeah, basically every round you get a point for survival. But yes, it's falling about 60
Okay.
feet.
And then every round, if we're the only ones on the platform, that's an extra point.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if, for example,
Okay.
if the
at
first
the end of the round, yeah.
if at the start a single like cat jumps on and you eliminate the cat, when you hit the next interval you get 2 points instead of 1 point. As you look around, you see a bunch of teams that are familiar. You see Thomas's team, you see the Mountaineers, you see a couple of other ones that you've competed against. Actually, you've probably competed against all of these teams. but you have like a few that you know more intimately. And at the there's like a podium where they're doing the drawing from. And Teddy, you see a familiar woman approaching the podium. The woman who spoke to you when you were doing your X-Scroll setup stuff. She's wearing glasses now, but she is still largely looks the same. She's actually kind of in like very dressed down, almost like she's got like a tool belt on and things like that, but it's like a formal tool belt, so her tools are like all shining.
So like she's going up to like speak.
Yeah.
Teddy kind of blinks and squints and like do that like whole thing of like, do I know this person? Then kind of like elbows, whoever's standing next to him on one side, and then elbows like the other person on the other side. It's like, I think I know her, but I mean, she's not just like mildly famous or something. I'm not just. I guess when I hear her speak, I'll know.
You can all actually let me check stats real quick. Anyone that is proficient in X-Scroll lore can make an X-Scroll lore roll. Not Teddy, because you are not technically proficient.
Yeah, that's fine.
Milo,
I-
somewhere, somehow, you have this esoteric knowledge of like this small group of dungeon judges who are like up and coming, like maybe when you were just finishing high school, so like a few years ago, and they were like a quartet of crawlers who were like they got up to like Division B and were like, actually, we want to be dungeon judges, and they basically like are really well known for innovating dungeons. They don't do things as they traditionally do, and you recognize this one as she used to be, well, she probably still is, but she was like she was a druid, but also like, she was a druid artificer, and now she like takes that kind of ethos of creating things from like the natural into her crawls. Her name is Iridian. And she is probably the dungeon judge of this like crawl. Based on the fact that she's walking up to talk, and that's typically what the dungeon judge has always done.
Did you meet that's where did you meet them? Do you
I mean, we were just building like we were just doing backstage set stuff for they had all those internationals in a little while ago, and she was at. Oh! I think I. Apparently, there's been like people trying to. There's been like this rash of like people trying to like cheat. And I thought it was a little weird because like she's from out of town, and I'm always I've been on the scene for a little while, so I kind of help out. And she asked me if it was basically asked me if I was trying to get insider knowledge.
I know like
And I
whenever
was
You
kind
told
of,
her no, yeah?
yeah.
well,
Wait.
I mean, I think that was the essence of what I said. I kind of didn't realize what she was. She asked me if I was afraid other people would think that I was trying to get insider knowledge. And I told her that like, don't do that. But, huh?
Well, that's good. I
Teddy
think
just,
he's the judge.
yeah.
Her voice cuts through that as on the microphone. She's like, "Welcome all the
Yep, that's her.
qualifiers."
Definitely her.
Everybody else is immediately quiet, and your voice is the only voice other than hers. And she like raises an eyebrow at you two, like
She
a
has the most awkward little
disappointed
wave.
teacher. And she says, "Welcome all." She raises her eyebrow expressly only at Teddy, and wonders where the dwarf-shaped person next to Teddy just vanished to. Actually, she's an ex-druid. She deserves a roll. Let me see if she notices you. Yes.
Teddy just instinctively like bows up to kind of like conceal. Like there's
Um,
just like an instinct in Teddy's blood to hide Milo.
she's like, welcome all those of you that have qualified for the Seattle Pin Drop this year. I'm your Dungeon Judge, Iridian. I've met some of you, both in passing and obviously a little bit more throughout the years. But I just want you to know that I'm very excited for this year, and I think that we've done something truly unique with the Pin Drop, something that's not been done before. And I hope that you all enjoy the crawl. Don't get too badly hurt, and all of you make it to the bottom. Every team that doesn't make it to the bottom is a real disappointment. She says, in a way that seems like it's meant to get a laugh, and there's like a smattering of chuckles, but it's really not delivered well. It's delivered about as well as you'd expect a druid artificer to deliver a joke, really.
Yeah.
I mean, Duck politely laughs.
yeah. There's the smattering of like the polite, the people that are lawful good. They're like, well, this social interaction demands I laugh. But she says, without much further ado, we're going to get the ball rolling, so to speak, with the draw, the order draw. We're going to do
No,
it.
the pin. We're gonna get the pin dropping.
Are you heckling the judge?
No, I'm not. Duck never.
Okay. Well, in that
Kirsten
case,
is heckling Jack.
So if
In that
you
case,
don't
that's
say this
fine.
out loud.
wait, you're going to draw in order of points, which means that as she like lists through the teams, you're like the third highest point getters, so you're going to be drawing third. She goes, the first 16 teams will be on day one. The second 16 will be on Saturday. The second will be on Sunday. And then enjoy the opening evening party. Probably not if you draw an early one on Saturday, but she kind of looks to, there's like her assistant, and she looks at them, and her assistant just nods that she has done her job of being forced to talk to people. Or forced to publicly speak. And she starts calling people up. Duck, would you like to do the customary rolling for where you guys go? It's a D32.
Yes. I would love to roll a D32.
Oh, late. So you're like scheduled
Wow.
for mid-afternoon on Sunday.
Nice.
Which is kind of good. It means that you have to stay largely isolated for like an entire day, because this is one where they don't reset it, so you just have to like stay in the room. They provide you rooms for this scroll as well. But normally I would give you the time to mingle at this party a bit, but I think we will just move to you guys as you are being like, you're basically brought 2 days later to the center of this big stone, probably mostly metal, but a stone finished platform. The lights are very dim, and you can see above you there's like stands that are lit up, but the light kind of is held back from where you are, so that like all of your preparations can be done for your entrance music and things like that. Your liaison says to you as they lead you out, you've got probably 10 minutes before it starts. There'll be a timer that will start counting down. Best of luck. Duck, would you like to give an inspirational speech?
Okay, guys. I'm like so excited that we were able to get here. I think that we've done like a lot of great work in the previous like weeks and months. We've had some highs, had some lows, and have the opportunity to learn from all of them. So when we get in there, just like keep thinking about like the things we've been practicing. Let's keep thinking about supporting each other, helping each other out, lending each other some mojo when it seems like it's needed. Everyone hand in the middle. 1, 2, 3, Horizon Seekers! And everyone can have their temp HP.
Great. And then as
Which
the
is-
lights
7
10, I
points?
think.
What is our level?
went up.
It's should be 10.
As the lights come up,
Nope.
your intros
Wait.
12.
Yes,
Twice your
10.
level. Never mind.
It's
No, it's charisma
level plus
plus.
charisma.
Oh.
As the lights come up, your intros begin. You all do some like your customary stuff, and whoever would like to can roll me a grandstanding check with advantage because you've had like time to plan this over the last 2 days.
Milo would like to roll if possible.
Sure.
Sure.
Mine's okay. I don't have it trained.
I have +7.
You're all good at it,
It's an advantage.
so
Yeah. Yeah, oh, nice.
you're gonna start.
No.
Well, I'm gonna take the 26, I guess. Even though I do want to somehow punish you for that one that wouldn't have counted. You're gonna start with 5 mojo points.
Hey.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is where we are going to actually end this session because Maddie cannot stay for the second half.
Sorry.
Oh.
I found out recently, but this is where we'll end the session. We'll catch back up probably next week in the first half. But thank you for playing.
Right.
I would have done things differently if I'd known.
That's okay.
Sorry.
No worries.
That's all right.
All right. We will see you all next week. Bye bye for now.